Hello and welcome to Strive Dialogues. Today we have with us Major General AK Chaturvedi. We will be discussing a very important issue today, and that is water crisis. Sir, welcome to the show again.
Thank you.
As you all know, आप सभी को पता होना चाहिए कि आज इंडिया सेमीफाइनल खेल रहा है। इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड का मैच चल रहा है और अच्छी खबर ये है कि एक विकेट न्यूजीलैंड की गिर गई है। करीबन 7वां ओवर चल रहा है। 34 लास्ट स्कोर था और आपको चैट के बीच में हम अपडेट देते रहेंगे ताकि आप लोग क्रिकेट मैच को मिस ना करें। बीच-बीच में आपको पीरियोडिकली स्कोर नीचे कमेंट्री बॉक्स में आता रहेगा, तो आप लोग चिंता मत करिए जहाँ तक मैच का सवाल है। अब आते हैं मुद्दे पर, टुडेज़ टॉपिक वाटर क्राइसिस एक बहुत ही सीरियस प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया के लिए, भारत के लिए। करीबन 80% जो इंडिया का जो फ्रेश वाटर है, वो एग्रीकल्चर के लिए यूज़ होता है। हमारी आधी से ज़्यादा जो कल्टीवेटेड लैंड है, वो वाटर इंटेंसिव क्रॉप्स की है, चाहे राइस को ले लीजिए, इस तरह इसमें पानी ज़्यादा चाहिए होता है। India at least twice the amount of water to grow 1 unit of food versus complete बाकी कंट्रीज के कंपैरिजन में इंडिया 2 गुना ज़्यादा पानी खर्च करता है अपने बराबर के अपने इक्वलेंट कंट्रीज के मुकाबले में। और हमारे जो फार्मर्स हैं ट्यूबवेल्स पे काफ़ी रिलाई करते हैं। इनफैक्ट हमारे पास जो लास्ट रिपोर्ट आई है वो 30 मिलियन ट्यूब बोरवेल्स की है। इसमें आजकल तो आपने देखा होगा घरों में भी लोगों ने बोरवेल लगा रखे हैं और उसकी वजह से वाटर शॉर्टेज हो जाती है। स्पेशली आप देखेंगे समर्स में इट इज़ अ वेरी मेजर क्राइसिस। इंडिया इनफैक्ट ग्राउंड वाटर का 25% यूसेज इंडिया करता है। तो जो जो एनर्जी अमेरिका 25% यूज़ करता है अपने ग गैस और ऑयल में, हम पानी उतना यूज़ करते हैं अपने लिए। हाँ, हमारी लार्ज पॉपुलेशन एक बहुत बड़ा रीज़न है इसका। 60% जो हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं दे आर डिक्लेयर्ड ग्राउंड वाटर क्रिटिकल, जो कि एक अपने आप में एक बहुत ही भारी समस्या है। और हमारे जो डिप्लीटिंग ग्राउंड वाटर यानी जो ग्राउंड वाटर कम होते जा रहे हैं रिजर्व्स, इसका इम्पैक्ट हमारे ड्रिंकिंग वाटर पर भी पड़ता है। लंबी-लंबी लाइनें लगती हैं, कई-कई जगहों पे तो लोगों को दूर-दूर चल के जाना पड़ता है पानी के लिए। तो ये सब एक बहुत बड़ी विकट प्रॉब्लम है हमारे देश के लिए। तो इससे कैसे उभरें? क्या-क्या हमारी करंट सिचुएशन है? आगे इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए क्या-क्या सॉल्यूशन है? आज जनरल चतुर्वेदी हमारे बीच में हैं एंड ही विल ट्राई टू अनरिवील और डिकोड दिस प्रॉब्लम एंड आल्सो सजेस्ट सम सॉल्यूशन, क्योंकि आपको पता होना चाहिए हमारा जो चैनल है वो खाली सिक्योरिटी और न्यूज़ की बात नहीं करता है। हमारा चैनल नेशन बिल्डिंग की भी बात करता है, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की भी बात करता है और ये जो सब्जेक्ट है नेशन बिल्डिंग से रिलेटेड है, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट से रिलेटेड है, आम जनता के लिए रिलेटेड है। सर, ओवर टू यू विदाउट टेकिंग एनी मोर टाइम। इसकी जेनेसिस के बारे में ज़रा बताइए सर, व्हाट इज़ द जेनेसिस ऑफ दिस प्रॉब्लम?
Uh, Thank you, Dushant, for inviting me on a topic. I think we are all seized. The entire nation is seized with this issue. And as I can see, the future wars are going to be uh, on account of water. In fact,
Yes.
if we go into the history, the first major battle which is reported is Umma versus Lagash in Babylonian, say Sumerian Empire. It was for water. Lichvi versus Kashi in India,
हुँ, हुँ।
say about say 1300 years back. This is exactly what had happened. So water had always been a source because the reason is that for human sustainability, minimum water needed is say something between 50 to 100 liters per day. That is minimum water is needed. And in India's case, we have got what's 18% population and just 4% of water. And in India's case, we have got. Now, let me just put certain things more in perspective. Uh, when we became independent, we had about say 5,000 liters, say cubic meters of water per person per year available. Today, that figure has gone down to about say 1,486 cubic meters per person per year. And as per UN norms, 1,000 meters, say anything less than 1,700 cubic meters, makes it a water stress country. So we are one of the 25 countries which are water
Okay.
stressed. So that's a point which we need to take into account. Now, next point which you mentioned about that 60 districts, almost 16.3 crore people lack potable water in India. There are
Yes.
about say, 21 crore people who do not have enough water for sanitation, and that
Okay.
results into communicable disease. So there are large number of people who are 21% in India suffer from communicable waterborne disease. So these are very, very harsh figures, and we need to take into account this thing. Now let's come to that how this water cycle. Just to make matters worse, firstly, I said that less water already available with us, and our population is growing. Second point is that every year we get about say 4,000 billion cubic meters of water as a rainfall in the monsoon cycle.
Okay.
Out of this, about only 696 cubic meters goes into the rivers. So that means
Oh,
just 17% we are harnessing.
okay.
Balance out of that, about say four, little over 400 uh, billion cubic meter goes into the groundwater. Now you mentioned about groundwater. Very interesting thing I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
that chemical strata of Indian soil is such that if
Mm-hmm.
you go below 60 meters or so, it is all
Mm-hmm.
arsenic. So
Oh,
this is the issue of Indian subcontinent. Our two neighbors, Bangladesh and Pakistan, terribly impacted. Bangladesh does not have groundwater. Their 83% groundwater is contaminated.
okay.
Pakistan, the complete Ravi, so north of Lahore, the area is their water is not available, and they
I
have gone.
believe,
They have
I
gone.
sir,
Sorry.
I believe that area is a cancer capital, including Bhatinda
Yes,
and other
because
places in our.
because because what they have done, a lot of these paint factories are upstream of Lahore, and that dropped into water that makes absolutely river contaminated. Groundwater is not available, and the density of there, it is 100 say tube wells, say per tube well is about 100 meters. In
Oh,
our case things are bad, as you said, about say 20 million, or say the figure is 3 million or 30 million, whatever may be the thing that we have, but we have to be cognizant of this issue. Now you mentioned about agriculture. Now I'll
yes.
tell you, ever since this green revolution took place, we stopped growing millets or coarse grain as it was earlier called Shian, now it is called. So it is, and we went, because of this Monsanto companies, the Dove seeds, we went into say rice.
Yeah.
Now I'll give you a figure which may just say shake you.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum 5,000 liters are required for 1 kg of rice to be produced.
5,000
5,000 liters. Let me repeat. So,
per
do we
kg.
have that kind of water? So that's another which is very important thing. Now, by 2030, it is assumed that this water availability per person is going to reduce to about say 69 liters per day. Now, do, let's come to another figure, that is storage capacity. Live
Mm-hmm.
storage for us is about say about 325 billion cubic meters, which makes it just about 30 days live storage. Overall, about say 129 days of storage we have, but storage is not there. So that means even if we assume that 129 days figure, the thing is that one monsoon season fails and you are in for problem. And with El Nino effect and all these things are coming, anything can happen. Now, water requirement because of the growth in population and the industrial requirement and all those things is going to grow by 40% by 2030. We don't have water for our population. Now, let's come to some more very, very startling figures.
Mhm.
These leakage seepage on account of these pipe supply in urban areas, and now it is Jal Jeevan Mission. Can
Correct.
you believe almost 50% of water gets wasted out?
Yeah. Oh.
This is something which we need to take into account, that this is a very major issue. Now, the water bodies which were there, this land mafia, what they have done, almost all water bodies are getting destroyed. Say, take example, say I'll take two, three examples. Say Bombay, say Bangalore had 260 water bodies in 1960. Today they have got just 10. Ahmedabad had about 137 2001. Today they have got just 65. Now, the situation in two cities are becoming so terrible that Delhi, almost 300 kilometers of pipeline is to be laid to supply water to Delhi, and about 150 kilometers to Mumbai. So that's yet another problem. Now let's come to pollution. Now pollution is of two kinds. One is agricultural waste. Why agriculture waste water? One of the major reason is that the chemical, say, say fertilizers which are used, and the
Mhm.
encroachment up to the in the river plain, that water goes unchecked into it. I'll just give you a figure a little later. Second portion of this is sewage. Now
Mhm.
the sewage which goes into the river, now
Mhm.
it's almost 29, the figure is, yeah, it is, the pollution is about, say, 600 Indian rivers are totally, 46% of the 603 rivers are polluted.
Okay.
The pollution causes, say, 746 industries directly leaving water, say, into it, that water, and something like that cancer capital that you talked about Batinda and all those things. That's very true, because all these heavy metals like chromium, cadmium, all these things are released, and agriculture waste has mercury, fluoride. So all these things they are causing. Say, now the figure is, now this wastewater, it's only just 78% of wastewater is going into the rivers untreated. We don't have treating capacity, very limited. Say about, say, against, says 29,000, we have got just 6,000 billion cubic meters of. So now I'm telling you that water is less, and what we have, we are spoiling it.
Okay.
Uh, then deforestation. Can you just believe it? That in from 2015 to 2020, almost 66 6,68,000 hectares of forest land has been destroyed. Now the impact of forest land. Now if forest land is not there, it, firstly, the water which is coming in the glacial rivers, it brings a lot of earth, so the silting of rivers becomes very common. Second thing is that it causes tremendous amount of landslides, because erosion takes place. And third thing is that global warming. Now global warming has its own impact. Now global warming, now just see global warming. Can you believe it? The complete monsoon pattern has changed. The 90 days monsoon, whatever was coming was 90 days. Now it is coming just in about, say, 15 days. Now we don't have capacity. A developed country like America and Canada, they have got as much as 900 days of storage capacity, and as I said, 129 days. So these are the
Okay.
problems. Now let's say the some of the international issues.
Mhm.
We went for a Indus Water Treaty in 1960 with Pakistan. So three
Okay.
rivers are with us. That is the eastern rivers. That is Satluj, Byas, and Ravi. And three rivers: Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab. They have gone to Pakistan. So now
Correct.
this is holding on. Now Pakistan is feeling pinched because they have not done enough. to say harness their water. So 4.5 mf water, which we are supposed to use of Western River, when we started using post Uri issue, when Prime Minister said कि खून और पानी एक साथ नहीं बह सकता है, then they are
Mhm.
feeling. So that is as far as Pakistan is concerned. But bigger issue is China. China,
Mhm.
we have, you see the map, starting with Indus in the west, Satluj,
Correct.
then coming to central sector, Karnali, which and Arun. These are the two rivers. Karnali, which we call in UP Ghagra, they come from
Mhm.
China.
Yeah.
And we further go up, then this is Brahmaputra. Now,
Yes.
Brahmaputra, this Medog, they are making 5 dams because Pakistan, China's situation is even worse than us. China's
Okay.
situation is worse than us as far as climate change is concerned. So they are trying
Mhm.
to, Yarlung Shampo's water, they want to divert to
That was
north side, or
northern side.
Indus water to Xinjiang and all those things. So with all this
Correct.
thing, GDP loss because of this water loss and all, it is estimated by 2030 it will be as high as 4.5% of GDP we will start losing. This year itself,
Mhm.
because of the rain, Uttarakhand, say 10 to 15,000 crore is the estimate. About say 8,000 crore is of Himachal. Not to talk of other states. I'm just giving a small figure. Now,
Yeah.
with this is a very, very critical situation. Now, what could be the remedial measures? That's another issue,
Yeah.
which probably is the say reference of our case. First is some of the schemes which government has introduced. They are very praiseworthy. So first is this mission, say Amrit Sarovar. Now,
Okay.
Mission Amrit Sarovar, every district to have about say 75 water bodies, which in 2020 the government had introduced this scheme. As on date,
Mhm.
about 62% the water bodies have already been created, and about
Okay.
say 82% regular supply is also coming. Now, in this case, some states have done terrific. That is Gujarat, 100% their target they have met, but others are slowly catching up, and it will take some
Mhm.
time. But this is something which is a good thing. Second thing is when we
I
went for Jal Jeevan Mission. Sorry,
I believe I be- I believe, sir, UP government has also done considerable work on this.
there was a 71% target they have achieved. And there are some other states, say
Okay.
Puducherry and all, they have gone much
Okay.
better. Jal Jeevan Mission is another good scheme because the water which goes waste, if it is piped, then that which I mentioned about say 210 million people who are suffering from waterborne disease, they'll stop suffering because then we'll have potable waters. And 150
Okay.
million children who died because stunting is the issue. All this thing will go away. So this Jal Jeevan Mission is another optimization of water. Third is rainwater harvesting. In this case, Tamil Nadu has done a terrific job. Tamil Nadu has mandated that you got to have uh, every household to have, say, rainwater harvesting. Very good, because whenever you do rainwater harvesting, you are recharging the aquifer also. The other states which have got, like Maharashtra, it is Mumbai and Pune, Karnataka, Bangalore, and the other states are Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. They have also, but they have not mandated water, say, rainwater harvesting. Now, next is
Okay.
this river rejuvenation. Because as I mentioned earlier, that this glacial river, the problem is because of silting. So desilting. So last year in 21, they gave about say 19,000 crore, 22 government of India gave for 13 rivers rejuvenation. Out of that, seven are glacial river. That is starting with say you can say Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas, Satluj, Yamuna, and Brahmaputra. These are glacial rivers. Then six rivers they have done which are non-glacial. That's a good point. Say peninsular river, say rivers like Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari, Mahanadi. These are non-glacial. Narmada, non-glacial river, and Luni river.
Correct.
So these are the rivers if they are deepened. Now, in this case, there is another very innovative scheme which UP government has done. UP has got about say 3,000 small rivers which are non-glacial, and out of that, 1,300 are tributary to Ganges. What had happened that over because of the poor watershed management, all these rivers had become dried up and all those things. So they started in 2020 in Barabanki, Kalyani River. They did some work about 6.5 kilometers, and now they have taken about 50 such rivers which they are deepening. Now, advantage would be flood relief will be reduced, water table will improve, and water storage will be there. Now, Tamsa and Mandakini, Tamsa in Ayodhya district, say, and Mandakini in Chitrakoot district, they have already been rejuvenated. Others, Sai Nidhi and all those things are being rejuvenated. Uh, Now, cropping pattern. Now, this again, government is giving a lot of incentive to say millets, which is a very useful thing, which is a very, very good thing in case if we go for millets, we need some less water. So this, and second thing is lot of fruit-based plantation. Now, fruit-based plantation, you will get firstly the climatic environmental impact would be there, and these fruit-bearing trees will substantially meet the say food requirement of people. So that is another thing which has gone. Uh, Now, what more needs to be done? That is the question. I have some suggestions. Firstly, role of industry. Now, firstly, industry should there should be mandated and it should be very strictly implemented that what they are discharging into river should be stopped. They should sewage treatment plant they all should establish. Secondly, like Japan and all what they have done, what we are not doing, that sewage water, if we do say primary and secondary treatment, now what will happen? It will become grey water instead of sewage. Now grey water can be used for all things other than potable water. So requirement of potable water would be reduced. So industry need to come out with the solutions, technical solutions. Like in Japan have what they have done, the wash basin has been planted on top of the cistern. So whatever you are washing your hand, water going into your cistern, and that's a very useful thing. Uh, Land which has become fallow, say about say 40 million acres of land has become say because of saline, because of somewhere excess water, somewhere many other reasons, as I mentioned about that arsenic poisoning and all those things, that needs to be rejuvenated, and for which the government that soil health card scheme is very useful, and that needs to be introduced interestingly. Now, afforestation, as I said, is another very interesting thing which needs to be done. River plains should be made free from encroachment, because river plains, if you encroach them, firstly, river the area for it to flood waters to go gets restricted. Secondly, watershed management becomes difficult. Third thing is that chemical fertilizer which you use when this goes into the water, it is a carcinogenic water. Uh, then in mountains, we need to have like watershed management is necessary so that water goes into these rivers. Kalyani, this is what they had done in Barabanki. So this firstly watershed plus what they are calling spring shed. Wherever the springs, what in mountains, what they do, because of lack of water locally available, these females have to go for 8 kilometers. So men folk what started doing, they started making their house next to a spring. Now it is like that you need a bucket of water and you get a 3 ton of water, and you use one bucket of water and rest you waste. Now this water is going into the say, subsoil and causing hydrostatic pressure and landslides. So this is spring shed management, and like in army, this Lansdowne, Garhwal Regimental Center, they had done a terrific job. This check dams, number of check dams need to be in mountains, need to be increased. As far as international cooperation is concerned, we need to say Pakistan ठीक है 4.5 MF जो हम ले रहे हैं वो हमें पूरा यूज करना चाहिए. As far as China is concerned, we need to make a common cause with Nepal, Myanmar,
Yes.
Bangladesh, and Pakistan. Pakistan will understand, because Pakistan, the situation, water situation is so terrible that 180 MAF, which is supposed to go as per IWT, the farmhead gets only say about say 39 MAF water. Rest all gets wasted, and one jerrycan of water costs today in Pakistan about 2,500 Pakistani rupees. So they are, so somehow we have to make them understand कि भैया तुम्हारा भला इसी में है कि तुम हमारे साथ मिलकर पाकिस्तान चाइना के इस and after last year's flood, I think they are likely to come on board. So that is because China does not recognize this UN Convention of 97, and they just, and they are using this water like this Medoc, earlier Parichu, as water bomb
Mhm.
also. They, once they have stored water, they can use it as a water bomb
As a
also.
as a water
Who
bomb
knows?
also.
And
Especially that great especially
just
that
30
great
kilometers
that Great
from
Bend Dam.
Pasighat. That's Pasighat, this Medoc Dam, which is 60
Mhm.
gigawatt, they are check dam they are making, just 30
Mhm.
kilometers. So that water will straight away come into Arunachal. Arunachal will just get flooded. So that is
Wha-
another thing. Now, one area which in the end I have reserved, that is linking of rivers. Now it
Yeah.
is from 1850 it is being tried. Say first the cotton plan from Karachi to say Kolkata, it was the plan, but later then KL Rao came out with a, and in that he wanted to transfer the water, but that was environmental not friendly and heavy cost. In today's term, it will be some 125 lakh crore would be needed. So that was also jettisoned. Then the Stoor plan came, the Garland Canal system. That also
Mhm.
was unworkable. But 1980, they came out with linking of rivers,
Yes.
interlinking of rivers. And then they decided that 14 say glacial river, say Himalayan rivers, 16 in peninsular river, and about the 37 interstate connectivity. This government, or say it's a continuation, the first thing which they have come is Ken Betwa. So Bundelkhand's water problem is going to get solved totally and fully. Similar things on other states, say Krishna Godavari, Krishna Tungbhadra, Krishna Kaveri, all these connectivity, say Godavari Mahanadi, those kind of connectivities, in case if they are done, instead of making a one national water grid, that will be a very useful thing. Now,
Okay.
this is what I thought. I'll give you an overview. And awareness generation, of course, is very necessary for people to know about it. Now, eh,
Uh,
any questions?
I
Sure.
yeah yeah. I have few questions that would bug a normal person. Uh, पहला क्वेश्चन तो ये है सर कि जब हमने रिसेंटली वी डिड अ प्रोग्राम ऑन chip making and chip making, which was done by General Krishnan, and he had highlighted that for chips to be made, we need a large amount of water, and
Fresh
India
water.
is, I believe, fresh water, and India, I believe, is going in for a chip industry in a big way. There was a factory in Chandigarh which was not being used, that is being revived, and there are other projects.
Micron
Micron
is
has
going
also.
to Gujarat, Deep City.
Yes, Micron is going to Gujarat. So, what do you think will be the impact of these projects on the already critical water situation, sir? This is one
No,
question which I thought I would ask you.
you see, the first and foremost thing is the wastewater which I mentioned. See, about
Mm-hmm.
78% of wastewater is just going,
Waste.
just water is into river, and which is
Mm-hmm.
polluting the river. So the fresh
Correct.
water availability is that much reducing. So now we will have to find ways and means. Japanese have come out with a technology and all those things, that
Mm-hmm.
water from a gutter they have
Mm-hmm.
cleaned, and they have shown that he is drinking. So
Okay.
technological solutions can be found, and we will have to invest into it very heavily into it. And that is where you can say a comprehensive approach, because
Yes.
if you are cleaning so much of water, and this need tremendous amount of energy. Just I'll give you an example. Close to
Mm-hmm.
Lucknow, in Kanpur, that
Mm-hmm.
Sisamo Nala. they made some huge STP, sewage treatment
Okay.
plant. But then
Mhm.
suddenly they realized they don't have so much of power to run it. So that is being run on, say, 25% capacity. So now you will have
Okay.
to, very, very innovative ways, say you will have to use
So
hydrogen.
it's kind of a wicked problem.
Hmm. Yes, it is indeed a problem, and which needs to be addressed in terms of, say, energy, water as a whole. We have to take that you will have to create enough energy to clean water and then use it, because chip we cannot do without it. And
Yeah.
so we will have to go for chip, because if we don't go for chip, if you see last when we talk of say industry 5.0, I had mentioned that robots we are making just 4,000 to 5,000 robots, and we
Correct.
don't have chips. So even this 5,000 is becoming difficult because others may not give you chips. So you will have to
Correct.
create chip making industry, say capacity build up in India, and that has to be, you got to have water. One of the, I'll tell you a very interesting thing. The shale gas, the entire Indo-Gangetic belt has got tremendous amount of shale gas on which America is thriving today. But
Correct.
you need tremendous amount of water for fracking, and which is about
Hmm.
say almost 2 million water per megawatt. So we don't have that kind, so we jettisoned that idea. So now you will have to say renewable based, nuclear based, which need lesser water. So you create power, and that power is used to clean the water, and that water is used for this kind of a thing. That is how a kind of a cycle will have to be made.
So it has to be an integrated solution that when you are going in for a chip making industry, look at the attended problems also, because if you need water, you need the uh, plants to get the wastewater recycled.
Treat
For
it.
that, you need energy, and that energy will create its own pollution. So it's like a wicked problem, as I was saying. One has
No,
to deal with it.
yeah, yeah, you see, India will have to go for, say, as far as energy, that's a separate topic altogether. But let me just give you, say, if we go for, say, things like renewables and
Mhm.
substantially on this nuclear energy. I mean, that's my personal view, that nuclear energy, and we have adequate capacity now. uh, Earlier we did not have uranium. Now we have uranium. So and
Mhm.
thorium we have got what's 25%. So
Mhm.
energy can be created. There is no issue. Energy can be converted. I won't say created. Energy cannot be created. So energy can, the conversion can take place. So we have adequate resources, and in an integrated manner. What you have said is absolutely right.
Sir, one question more which was bugging me. You initially told that कि आपने बोला कि 4,000 billion cubic meter water we get annually, and out of that only 690 billion cubic meter goes into the rivers, and balance virtually you say it's getting wasted out or it's not being adequately harnessed. Now, I had read somewhere that I had read what I had actually seen. I actually gone on the ground and seen this project. So, would you like to highlight this project so that people get to know about it? Ralegaon Siddhi project, where I went there, spent a day there. अन्ना हजारे जी ने इसको बनाया है और अपने अपने बोलते हैं ना एक बच्चे की तरह इसको उन्होंने खड़ा किया, और ये एक बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल प्रोजेक्ट है, लेकिन इसकी डुप्लीकेशन ज़्यादा नहीं हो पा रही है। Could you throw some light on this?
Yes. Not only Ralegaon Siddhi, I'll tell
हुँ,
you,
हुँ।
आपका अपना एरिया मऊ,
हुँ,
मऊ
हुँ।
में देयर वर टू प्रोजेक्ट्स विच वर, से मध्य प्रदेश में तीन प्रोजेक्ट किए गए थे, एंड वेरी
हुँ, हुँ।
इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट. वन वाज मऊ.
हुँ,
If you see
हुँ,
that
हुँ।
Mao fort, behind that
ओके,
there's a check dam. Jamshedkar's time it was made, and that
ओके,
water changed the ecology of that place. Water table
यस,
went up, so you need less
बिल्कुल।
power.
मऊ
So that is
मऊ
one
को
thing.
मऊ को ग्रीनरी ऑफ मध्य प्रदेश बन गया अभी इस समय।
Second thing what they did, Bercha had, because of the silting had taken place. So
हुँ,
what they did,
ड्रेजिंग।
they did desilting of Bercha. Second thing, from Singar Chori, the water, which
हुँ,
was the watershed management, which is a very
या,
important thing. So
हुँ, हुँ,
all those who had done the encroachment, they were all asked to go out, and they were given this Bercha's the silt which had come out, which is very rich in minerals. So they also were
Mhm.
very happy. And because of that water availability, the entire climate change. Third thing is in, say, Dhana, a river
Okay.
has been rejuvenated. Alwar Rajen Singh has rejuvenated a river. Now, Dr.
Okay.
Adarsh Singh, this Kalyani River in Barabanki has been rejuvenated. So there are
Mhm.
many such projects, and I mean, obviously, the pioneer was
Ralegaon
say
Siddhi.
Anna Hazare. That Ralegaon Siddhi was pioneer. So we need to. So that's why I said awareness and people's participation is very
Correct.
essential. आप
I
आप पेड़ लगा लो यूकेलिप्टस और पॉपुलर, तो जो रहा बचा पानी है वो भी चूस लेगा वो,
भी चूस
है।
लेगा, बिल्कुल। मैं
बट
सिर्फ़ वो
वन यूकेलिप्टस ट्री 80 गैलन्स पर आवर सक्स, 80 गैलन, तो उसके नीचे तो
मैं
कुछ भी कुछ पैदा ही नहीं होता। सो दैट
बिल्कुल,
इज व्हाट आई
मैं
एम सेइंग, वी विल हैव टू टेक इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच टू वाटर इन इंडिया।
करेक्ट। मैं सिर्फ़ यही कहना चाहूँगा ऑडियंस को कि अन्ना हज़ारे जी एक आर्मी के वेटरन थे, नायक थे, लेकिन उनकी सोच बहुत बड़ी थी, बहुत दूरदृष्टि वाली थी, जिसकी वजह से अब उनके प्रोजेक्ट्स को कई जगह पे रेप्लिकेट किया जा रहा है। आप लोगों में से जो भी इसको सुनेंगे, तो मैं यही उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप लोग इस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट अपने इलाके में करें। इसके लिए ज़्यादा मेहनत की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है, सिर्फ़ एक कंबाइंड एफ़र्ट चाहिए, कुछ ग्राउंड पे कुछ लोग चाहिए जो इस काम को करने में करने के लिए तैयार हों। वॉलंटियर बेसिस पे ये काम शुरू हुआ था और अब
मैं
आजकल ये
अ, मैं
टूरिस्ट अट्रैक्शन
ऋषभ
बन गया है।
ऋषभ, इसमें एक
हाँ,
छोटा सा सजेशन देता हूँ। हर गांव में पुराने पॉन्ड हैं जो कि अब घूरे में बदल गए, उसमें मतलब गार्बेज डाला
गार्बेज
जाता है।
होता है। बिल्कुल,
हाँ,
बिल्कुल।
तो गार्बेज डंप के बजाय अगर उसको हम लोग करते हो, जो जितनी गांव की जो नालियां हैं वो
हुँ,
उसमें जाने लगेंगी, तो क्या है कि जब पानी जाएगा वो इवन इफ इट्स सीवेज वाटर, फर्स्टली इट विल
करेक्ट,
रिचार्ज द एक्विफर। सेकेंड, उस वाटर में अगर आपने थोड़ा सा कमल वगैरह डाल दिया, जैसे कि एनी काइंड ऑफ वाटर लिलीज, सो
हुँ,
इट विल
हुँ।
क्लीन द वाटर एंड यू पुट
ओह!
सम फिश इनटू इट। सो हर गांव में ये फिशरी अगर होगी, तो जैसे
बिल
कि अभी लखनऊ में ये बंगला बाजार का एरिया है, इट
हुँ,
वाज
हुँ।
वेटलैंड, नाउ
करेक्ट,
that has been destroyed. Hyderabad,
पूरा
almost 3000 wetland has been destroyed. So wetland को हम लोगों को प्रिजर्व करना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल। एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन मेरा है, उसके बाद फिर हम ऑडियंस क्वेश्चन पे जाएँगे और क्योंकि लोगों को क्रिकेट मैच भी देखना है, तो हम नहीं चाहते हैं कि लोग
जल्दी खत्म करें।
उस उससे डिप्राइव हों। मेरा लास्ट क्वेश्चन था कि इस बार गवर्नमेंट ने एक श्री अन्न के लिए एक अभियान शुरू किया और आपने भी उसको मेंशन किया था। इसी इसी पॉइंट को लेकर के इस बार हमारे पास ज़्यादा ज़मीन तो नहीं है, हमारे पास कुछ 2-3 बीघे ज़मीन है। हमने उसमें सभी में जौ की खेती की है, जौ की खेती कर दी है, मैंने खाली जौ लगा दिया है। हमने कहा देखते हैं जितना भी होगा उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं गवर्नमेंट को दे देंगे। तो इसके ऊपर किस तरह से पानी की बचत होती है उसका थोड़ा-सा लोगों को समझा दें तो लोगों को समझ में आ जाएगा। क्योंकि इसमें आई एम श्योर लोग कनेक्टेड होंगे एग्रीकल्चर से भी जो सुन रहे होंगे, वो इट उनको बेनिफिट भी होगा।
देखिए, ये जो जितने भी कोर्स ग्रेन हैं, जैसे जौ, बाजरा,
बाजरा,
मक्का, हैं, ये रागी, ये सारे के सारे इनको पानी एक्चुअली ऑलमोस्ट पानी चाहिए ही नहीं होता। थोड़ा बहुत पानी शुरू आपको जब जब सेपलिंग है तब लगा दिया, हो गया। उसके बाद पानी किसको चाहिए होता है? गन्ने को चाहिए होता है, चावल को चाहिए होता है, गेहूँ को चाहिए होता है। तो अगर आप ये वाली फसल लगाएँगे, तो एज़ कंपेयर्ड टू राइस और से व्हीट, इट इज पैडी और व्हीट के मुकाबले में इसमें ऑलमोस्ट 90% पानी की बचत होगी। एंड वो पानी जो आप बचाओगे, आप अगर उसके बगल में अगर आप सिर्फ इतना सा कर लो कि आप बजाय इसके कि उसको पानी को उड़ाओ और एक छोटा सा आपने अगर तालाब अपनी वाटर बॉडी क्रिएट कर दी, उसमें आपने जो है वो मच्छी अच्छी डाल दी, तो ऑल दिस थिंग विल, पहला आपका पावर की रिक्वायरमेंट भी घटा देगा और पानी आपके पास जितना होगा वो अवेलेबल होगा, दैट पानी वुड बी सफिशिएंट फॉर इट टू। एंड अगर आप इसके चारों तरफ कुछ ऐसे पेड़ जैसे जो यहाँ के लोकल है, से पीपल है, अर्जुन है, दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ ट्रीज, अगर आप प्लांट करो जिनको कम पानी चाहिए होता है, दैट
ओके,
विल बी वेरी यूजफुल।
ओके सर
नीम है।
ओ ओ ओके सर नाउ एक बार हम रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं ऑडियंस से, प्लीज़ जो अभी सुन रहे हैं और जो बाद में सुनेंगे इसको लाइक करिए, सब्सक्राइब करिए। देखिए हम आप लोगों को हर तरह के सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर प्रोग्राम करते हैं, खाली वन साइडेड नहीं है हमारा हमारा एम होता है नेशनल सिक्योरिटी, नेशन बिल्डिंग, दोनों ही हमारे मेन पिलर्स हैं।
इसकी सिक्योरिटी इम्प्लीकेशन है। अगर अगर आपका सोशल एमिटी नहीं होगी तो लोग मारपीट,
बिल्कुल,
इससे इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगी। चाइना और
बिल्कुल आप
पाकिस्तान के साथ पानी की प्रॉब्लम हमारी है। सो दोज आर द काइंड
नहीं
ऑफ थिंग्स। नेपाल द
एनआर
सेम काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स है।
करेक्ट एनार्की शुरू हो जाएगी अगर अगर हमारे को ग्रेन की प्रॉब्लम्स हैं या फिर फूड शॉर्टेजेस हैं,
मैंने जैसे
वाटर
बताया
शॉर्ट
ओमान लगा, 2000
बिल्कुल,
साल
बिल्कुल।
पहले जो है पानी के लिए लड़ाई शुरू हुई थी। इवन स्पार्टा
एग्ज़ैक्टली।
एथेंस की लड़ाई जो है वाटर के ऊपर हुई है। इटली में पिज़ा वर्सेस जो उनके फ्लोरेंस है, वो पानी की वजह से लड़ाई
हुँ,
है। जो
तो
ओवन वैली अमेरिका में पानी के लिए लड़ाई। तो पानी की लड़ाई तो हर जगह होती है। उसको हम लोगों को केयरफुल रहना पड़ेगा पानी के लिए।
सर पहला क्वेश्चन लेते हैं ऑडियंस से, ऑडियंस भी वेट कर रही है काफ़ी देर से। इन्होंने पहले ही पोस्ट कर दिया था मिस्टर नीरज ने ये और उन्होंने इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर्स की बात की थी जिसकी वजह से प्लस उन्होंने तो सुएज़ कैनाल टाइप एक 150 बाय 200 मीटर का थ्रू एंड थ्रू एक रास्ता भी बनाने की बात करी है। इसके ऊपर आपके कोई कमेंट्स आपने ऑल्दो बता दिया है रिवर लिंकिंग के ऊपर आपने कवर किया था शॉर्टली बट अब वेरी क्विक रिस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम यू
हाँ,
ऑन दिस।
एक्चुअली क्या है कि अगर आप जैसा स्वेज कैनाल टाइप की जैसे की बात वो कह रहे हैं जो बनाने के लिए, तो इसका सिर्फ एक कैनाल ही नहीं बनेगी, इसमें बहुत सी चीजें आनी पड़ेंगी। एक दूसरा, इज देयर ए नेसेसिटी? आप देखिए कि व्हाट अर्लियर हमारा जो वेस्टर्न पूरा फ्लीट था, वो पूरा का पूरा जो नेवल का फ्लीट था वो कहाँ था? मुंबई में। ईस्टर्न फ्लीट जो था वो वाइजैक में था। अभी क्या हुआ कि कोचिन हैज बिकम, इजिमिला हैज बिकम, एंड पोर्ट ब्लेयर हैज डेवलप्ड एज अ मेजर। तो आपका जो वो पोर्शन है कि आपको ईस्ट से वेस्ट जाने वाला जो है वो पूरा, और जो सागरमाला प्रोजेक्ट जो आपने शुरू किया, जो छोटी नदियों, छोटे बंदरगाहों को कनेक्ट करने वाला, उसके चलते आपको इसकी जरूरत नहीं, बिकॉज इट विल कॉस्ट यू से बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स। ये छोटा मोटा प्रोजेक्ट नहीं होगा। दिस विल कॉस्ट यू समथिंग लाइक मच बिगर प्रॉब्लम्स। एंड हमारे पास लैंड की वैसे भी कमी है। सो माय सजेशन वुड बी दैट जो एग्जिस्टिंग एसेट्स क्रिएट हो रहे हैं, जैसे साउथ बे में क्रिएट हो रहा है, से कार निकोबार के नीचे ग्रेट निकोबार आइलैंड में, या हम लोग जो है इसमें पोर्ट ब्लेयर पे बनाया है हम लोगों ने, या उधर कैम्बल बे में बन रहा है, तो ऑल दोज थिंग्स नीड टू बी डेवलप्ड मच मोर टूटिकोरन। So एनेनोर, ऑल दीज थिंग्स ऑन ईस्टर्न फ्लीट जो है, वो जब क्रिएट हो जाएंगे तो आपको जरूरत, इनकी जरूरत पड़ेगी ही नहीं। दैट इज व्हाट माय पॉइंट इज।
इसी से लिंक्ड इन्होंने एक और एक कनेक्टेड क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि अगर इफ यू हैव मेनी आर्म्स ऑफ द कैनाल तो अगर ब्रह्मपुत्रा में वाटर बॉम्ब का जो थ्रेट बता रहे थे आप वो सॉल्व हो सकता है क्या? आई मीन दैट्स व्हाट ही इज
हाँ,
आस्किंग थ्रू दिस
yes,
पर्टिकुलर
very 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 nice. This is a pertinent question, and it has already been addressed by India going for a major, say, in Arunachal, uh,
हम्म
the when this Brahmaputra is formed,
हम्म,
once Yarlung Sangpo at Pasighat joins India,
हाँ,
तो
एक
वहां
बार
पे
मिल
जो
जाती
वहां से अगर वो बॉम्ब छोड़ने की कोशिश करेंगे तो हम एक वहां डैम
है।
बना रहे हैं। दैट हैज बीन सैंक्शन, एंड अबाउट से
हुँ,
45 गीगावाट का है वो। हमारा भी बड़ा प्लांट है, इतना छोटा प्लांट नहीं है वो जो
हुँ, हुँ,
बनेगा। तो हम लोग वहाँ सुबानसिरी के ऊपर भी काम कर रहे हैं, लोहित के ऊपर भी काम कर रहे हैं। सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स वी आर टेकिंग केयर। एंड जो चाइना का इंटरेस्ट है, वो सबसे बड़ा इंटरेस्ट उसका यही है कि किसी तरीके से वो ब्रह्मपुत्रा को, क्यों वो चाहता है कि आपको अरुणाचल, क्योंकि उसको सुबानसिरी और लोहित के पानी पे उसकी निगाह है। लाइक
करेक्ट।
कश्मीर पे निगाह है किसकी? पाकिस्तान की। क्यों? क्योंकि वो चिनाब का पानी चाहता है। मुशर्रफ प्लान, इफ यू रिकॉल, वाज दैट ओनली कि
हुँ,
भाई हम लोग जो है थालवे में चिनाब पे बाउंड्री बना दें इंडिया की, सो दैट पूरा कश्मीर उनके पास चला जाए, आधा जम्मू एरिया चला जाए। तो
हुँ,
वो पानी का ही इंटरेस्ट था
उनके उनके बल्ले-बल्ले हो जाए। आज एक क्वेश्चन
उनका।
ऋषि आत्रे का है, इफ वाटर बॉडीज आर टेकन ओवर फॉर बिल्डिंग, इट हैज़ बीन सीन गिव राइज़ टू अनस्टेबल स्ट्रक्चर्स, प्लीज़ कमेंट, थैंक्स।
Yes, you know, एक्चुअली थोड़ा इंजीनियरिंग का है, लेकिन लेट मी, सिंस ऋषि इज पार्ट ऑफ अस, तो हमें उसका जवाब तो देना ही पड़ेगा. यू नो,
हाँ, हाँ।
इंजीनियरिंग सोल्यूशन इसका निकल सकता है. देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड राफ्ट स्ट्रक्चर. राफ्ट
हुँ, हुँ।
स्ट्रक्चर होता है, या एक जिसपे कि मतलब आपके वो अपने आप ही अपना वेट सपोर्ट करता है. सो जहाँ ऐसे अनस्टेबल एरियाज होते हैं, या तो आप नीचे इतना जाओ, आपका फाउंडेशन इतनी नीचे जानी चाहिए कि आप रॉक हिट कर जाओ. अगर नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो आप रॉक राफ्ट स्ट्रक्चर बनाते हो. अनस्टेबल स्ट्रक्चर जहाँ पे हो सकते हैं, जैसे हरियाणा में भी ये हिसार वगैरह जो सेमी डेजर्ट टेरिन है, उसमें किया जा सकता है. लेकिन माय पॉइंट इज कि इट इज बेटर नॉट टू गो फॉर दीज थिंग्स, क्योंकि अगर वाटर बॉडीज को आप डिस्ट्रॉय करोगे या वेटलैंड को आप डिस्ट्रॉय करोगे, यू आर डूइंग एट योर ओन कॉस्ट. तो
करेक्ट।
जहां पे भी ये कोई कर रहा है, जैसे कि अभी एक मूवमेंट चल रहा है कर्नाटका में, जहां से ऋषि इज देयर. सो बैंगलोर में दे आर, आप किसी भी देख लीजिए कि वो नई नई, चाहे बेलंदूर एरिया में है, चाहे RMZ में है, वहां पे आदर्श के पास उन्होंने वाटर बॉडीज क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, या HSR में वाटर बॉडी क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स you have to, you are creating now, because you are destroying. So land mafia should not be permitted to use these water bodies. That is what my point is.
There's a question from Mr. Jagpreet Batra. He is also a regular visitor of our site. Ask General Sir, my district was hit this year from Satluj River in Nakodar area. We need to link Byas Satluj with Ravi so water can evenly it should have been evenly distributed and supplied to Rajasthan also. He's basically asking uh, whether this solution will work or not
It
of
will work. It will.
linking
It will
Ravi.
work. No, I'll give you first. Let me just address Ravi issue. Now,
Mhm.
Ravi presently, whether you like it or not, lot of its water is actually, this Indus Water Treaty. The entire water of Ravi is supposed to be with India, but
Yeah.
almost 50,000 cusecs of water because of this Deg, Uj,
Hey,
and Tarna. It goes into
Tarna,
Pakistan. So all
Tarna
these
Devi.
things. So what my point is that firstly, Ravi water, because it is not being used. अगर इसको हम लोगों को use करें, तो there's lot of area which is south of Pir Panjal, which is dry area that can be used. Second is there is a the Satluj Vyas link. People had been talking for a long time. It is Punjab which is not agreeing to it.
Allowing-
कि हमारा पानी
allowing-
आप चुरा रहे हो, जबकि it will be good for them. एंड क्या होगा, जब लिंकिंग होती है, द एडवांटेज इज दैट वाटर कैन बी शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम वन साइड टू द अदर साइड. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो नहीं है कि मतलब आप सिर्फ उसका जो सरप्लस वाटर, जो उनका रेन वाटर है, वही तो आप ले रहे हो. आप उनका एक्चुअल पानी थोड़े ले रहे हो. तो वो पानी जो है आपको, इससे तीनों स्टेट्स को, व्हाट जगमीत बत्रा इज सेइंग इज अ वेरी गुड थिंग, that Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, all three would be benefited. After all, एक कैनाल किसी ने, इंदिरा गांधी कैनाल जो बनी है, जो भाखड़ा से गई है, the complete area has changed. All those of us who have served in, say, Biradwal area and Suratgarh area, now it has got jungle, and I have seen it. It was when it was totally desert. So therefore,
Mhm.
this water management, Shri Mohan Gadta ko Sagar, uske aage Sagarmal Gopa branch hai. So all these things will be very useful. That if Ravi, Byas, Satluj are linked, बिकॉज जो
But
पानी
we should,
हमारी वेस्ट में सुलेमान की उलवान की से नीचे जा रहा है, वो सब जाना बंद हो जाएगा. बहुत यूजफुल,
unfortunately,
बहुत सजेशन.
unfortunately, सर पॉलिटिक्स हर चीज में डाल देते हैं.
तो अब
हर
मैं
चीज में
उसमें तो कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा, लेकिन मतलब
नहीं,
कंसेंसस नीड्स टू बी बिल्ट.
मेरे कहने
कंसेंसस
का मतलब
नीड्स
है
टू
कि पॉलिटिक्स से काफ़ी चीज़ें जो हमारी होनी चाहिए वो नहीं हो पाती हैं, व्हिच इज़ सैड फॉर आवर कंट्री बिकॉज़ हमें कहीं एक डिवाइडिंग लाइन बनानी चाहिए कि जो नेशन बिल्डिंग, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड इश्यूज़ हैं, इस पर एक कंसेंसस रहना चाहिए हमको. वी शुड नॉट अननेसेसरीली क्रिएट
बिल्कुल.
fight for it. Sir, a good comment for you, sir. Congratulations. General Chaturvedi is still young at his heart. I bought the same shirt this Diwali, Aditya Kulpreshta, sir. So he
थैंक यू
General
आदित्य.
General Chaturvedi Jan Chaturvedi is still young. He's not old. Aditya.
Bongo bhai,
Okay.
gray hair.
Yeah, gray hair and white mustache are deception, right? So we are taking one question per person because there are others also. We will go by them and then look at and come back if there is some time. Is it true that Narmada waters will be piped to Dubai? This is something I am also not aware of. So I thought if you are aware
No,
of, you could tell me.
no, no, no.
I doubt.
This,
I
I mean,
don't.
technically it is not possible. What
Yes,
can be done is that do,
and where is
do,
Dubai? Where is Narmada? I don't know how it can be
my
done.
what I know of Dubai, what they are doing, they are spending a lot of money on
Hmm.
seawater, say, reclamation.
Hmm.
Seawater is being reclaimed, and that is why it is improving the water availability because they have no issue about energy. उनके पास तो Abu Dhabi has got oil, उसके बाद oily oil है. So oil and gas they are using for say seawater, say desalination, and desalination is a very useful process, and that is how. And Narmada water cannot go there. Narmada water is reaching only through Sardar Sarovar to Ahmedabad, that is Sabarmati. So that is what it is, and that is also successful project. That's a very successful project, and what Jagmeet Batra ji is saying, he must take a cue and he must tell कि अगर Madhya Pradesh can give this water to Gujarat, and Gujarat can uh, happily consume it and change their ecology. uh, अगर यही चीज हरियाणा, पंजाब और हिमाचल एंड राजस्थान में होगी तो इन चारों स्टेट्स को बहुत फायदा होगा.
उसके लिए शायद चारों गवर्नमेंट एक होनी पड़ेंगी। इस समय गुजरात और मध्य प्रदेश की गवर्नमेंट्स एक ही हैं, सेंटर में गवर्नमेंट एक है, तो एक इकोसिस्टम बन गया है वहाँ पे जो चल रहा
ना
है। बट
वो एडवांटेज तो होता ही.
बत्रा जी ने आगे किसी का क्वालिफिकेशन दिया है कि सर पंजाब एंड हरियाणा आर नॉट एग्रीइंग ऑन सतलज यमुना लिंक कनाल, दैट इज द वे फॉरवर्ड। सो व्हाट इज द वे फॉरवर्ड सो दैट ऑल पार्टीज आर सेटिस्फाइड? इसका आंसर तो शायद मैं क्या बोलते हैं, आप भी नहीं बता पाए, मैं भी नहीं बता पाऊँ,
किसी के पास नहीं,
बट
किसी के
किसी के पास नहीं है,
नहीं,
किसी
नहीं,
के
मैं
पास
नहीं
नहीं
बता
है।
सकता क्योंकि सबसे बड़ी इसमें इसमें सबसे बड़ी चीज है कि दिस पॉलिटिकल एक्सपीडियंसी रिजल्ट्स इनटू मायोपिया, and there are many such issues because they raise the passion of people. They raise the passion of people instead of telling them कि यार तुम्हारा जो तुम ये यूकलिप्टस लगा के पानी सुखा रहे हो उसके बजाय अगर तुम कुछ और करोगे तो वो ज्यादा
हुँ।
तुम्हें फायदेमंद होगा, वो ये बात नहीं सोचते हैं. आप देखिए अगर आप जून के महीने humidity is so high because of all these things, paddy growing and water logging of fields. बट नहीं समझ में आता, नहीं समझ में आता क्या कर सकते हो उनके, कुछ
Uh,
नहीं कर सकते.
uh, a suggestion from Jayashree Rao, sir. Israel has done a great job of greening its country, so why not follow them instead of piping holy waters from Narmada? Okay,
Uh, okay,
this must be in
okay.
connection with, I think, connection with the Dubai question, I suppose. Uh,
No, I'll tell you what Israel has done. Israel has done two, three things. Firstly, they have come out to generate energy for these kind of things. Firstly, एक्चुअली उनका जो डेड सी है दैट्स अ प्योर ब्राइन, उसमें कुछ नहीं, उसमें बंदा भी अगर कूद जाए तो वो भी नहीं डूबेगा. ये हालत
वो
होती है
तैरता
बिकॉज डेड सी, उसमें कोई मरीन लाइफ भी नहीं है, मरीन लाइफ भी
है।
नहीं है. एंड दे हैव डन व्हाट इज व्हाट सोलर पॉन्ड. There is a energy exploitation system called solar pond. So they have created large number of solar ponds, and this kind of a thing, if we take a detailed view of this thing, it can be done. And greening of country, like we have also, why go to Israel? All of us who have served in Ladakh or say Rajasthan in Jaisalmer district. Jaisalmer, there was a point in time when it has only dual terrain. From that Harsani Shiv Road and all those things, they are all dual terrain. Now today's
ओके।
situation is कि this sum का जो that वो भीलवाड़ा shooting वाला है वो 4 किलोमीटर वाला उसे बचा के रखा हुआ किसी तरीके से, कि नहीं तो पूरा का पूरा वो ग्रीन हुआ जा रहा है. So
हम्म,
therefore, this is something which Ladakh, if you take your mind to, आज से 20-25 साल पहले जब हम और आपने नौकरी शुरू की थी, तो it was a high altitude desert. Now there are a lot of greenery there. So this is
okay.
something which over a period of time can be done. Or now I'll give you this how we have done. Very interesting. She has asked a very interesting question. You know, about say 30 years back, in what they did, they planted kikar in Rajasthan, and
Mhm.
also they brought some what is called Israel grass. From Israel
Okay.
only it was imported, and it was
Okay.
just spread. And this then the complete ecology over a period of time changed. Now, what is there in Rajasthan? The good thing is that subsoil, there's a lot of gypsum is there. तो जहाँ एक बार
Okay.
बाड़मेर वगैरह में पानी भरा तो वो पक्का वो तो लेक बन गई. एक बार लेक बन
Mm.
गई तो पूरी क्लाइमेट चेंज हो गई, माइक्रो क्लाइमेट उनकी बदल गई. So therefore, this
Okay.
Jaisalmer district, Baitu and all that area, which I mean, I'm sure
Um,
you all know it. So in that area, this has become quite green. So our experiments have also been successful. Hyderabad,
mm.
which is a stony waste, 150 years back, 200 years back, Nizam ने वहाँ पे हुसैन सागर, Usman Sagar, वो lakes जो, they are all nothing but check dams. They created on that water bodies, the complete local climate has been changed. So such experiments had been done in past. So that is where, say, Baudi in Rajasthan, this Baudi culture which is there in, which has been created,
Bauli, Bauli is like छोटा तालाब.
Chota Talab, and say
Mm.
lakes, Uday Sagar, Sambar
Yeah.
Lake, they have been created. So there are many such things which have been created. So we have a lot of good such experiments have been done in past. भाई मैं तो एक बड़ा सिंपल सी बात मानता हूँ, हमारी सिविलाइजेशन 5,000 साल से ज्यादा पुरानी है विद राखी गढ़ एक्सकवेशन. नाउ इट इज मच मोर देन दैट, बट
Mm.
दैट काइंड ऑफ जो कन्वेंशनल विजडम है, अगर हम उसको एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे तो हमारे पास अपने सॉल्यूशंस भी हैं टू एड्रेस दीज इश्यूज.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। सर अगला क्वेश्चन से पहले ऑडियंस को बता दूँ 118 फॉर 2 है, 19 ओवर खत्म हो गए हैं और इंडिया को अभी थोड़ा एक विकेट की ज़रूरत है। लेट्स होप दे गेट अ विकेट क्विकली। द नेक्स्ट एंड द probably we'll take this as the last question and then we'll call it a day. This is from Yasdeep Shekhawat. Ask General Sir, water being in concurrent list, how union government can work together with states to treat industrial water for different purposes. ये एक चैलेंज है ज़रूर, तो इसके ऊपर आप कुछ लाइट थ्रो करना चाहेंगे,
यस
स्पेशली जो
यस.
हमारे कुछ स्टेट्स ऐसी हैं जो कि काफ़ी कंट्रोवर्शियल हैं, वेस्ट बंगाल हो गई, इस तरह के जो वहाँ पे थोड़ा-सा प्रॉब्लम
हाँ,
होती है।
जैसे वेस्ट
इन
बंगाल में अभी देखिए हम लोगों का भी, हम लोगों को जीएलओएफ, आपने एक बार हम लोगों ने एक प्रोग्राम भी किया था. तीस्ता का पानी हम देंगे नहीं,
हुँ,
बांग्लादेश को नहीं देंगे, कुछ भी हो जाए चाहे हो जाए, हमारे किसानों को नुकसान हो रहा है.
हुँ,
नाउ इट नीड्स सर्टेन sagacity. What
करेक्ट,
Yashdeep has said, Yashdeep, I would like to you to realize that concurrent list, it has been done by say framers of constitution in a very with a visionary manner, because water is something where a lot of effort can be done by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and also the state governments. Like state government, like Uttar Pradesh, I gave that small river case. Now small rivers यूपी में ही नहीं है, इंडिया के हर स्टेट में स्मॉल रिवर्स हैं जो वाटरशेड की वजह से डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए हैं. तो अगर हम उनको ही रिजुविनेट करने लगे, हर स्टेट्स करने लगेगी, तो दिस इज समथिंग विच इज गुड फॉर देम. सो दिस political expediency sometimes somewhere we will have to shed. And अगर उत्तर प्रदेश कैन डू विच इज अदरवाइज कंसिडर टू बी लेथार्जिक स्टेट, बाकी भी कर सकते हैं. मध्य प्रदेश कैन डू, बिकॉज अभी जैसे कि ये केन बेतवा वाला हुआ है, इट इज ओनली बिकॉज सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, उत्तर प्रदेश गवर्नमेंट एंड मध्य प्रदेश गवर्नमेंट, ऑल थ्री केम ऑन बोर्ड एंड दे डिड इट. Similarly, Telangana, Odisha will have to come on board Mahanadi to Krishna connection. Krishna Godavari connection, Tamil Nadu and say Telangana and Andhra Pradesh will have to come on board. So these are the things states will have to come on board like this between them, and then only we can resolve these issues. एंड थोड़ा गिव एंड टेक तो करना पड़ेगा, उसके बगैर नहीं हो सकता, कोई चांस ही नहीं है कि उसके बगैर हो. दैट इज व्हाट माय पॉइंट इज.
Though quick comments, sir, and we are no comments, just information for you. A friend of yours, Jahan Chaturvedi, sir, from Barcelona, Spain, Surinder Bairagi Kalraman, probably he knows you, sir, and
थैंक
we
यू
could
सुरेंद्र
greet
जी.
you could greet him. And there is
थैंक
another
यू.
comment from my father, Purana Nara, Jal hi जीवन है को पुनर्जीवित करना होगा. I think
बिल्कुल.
that's also
दिवाकर
that.
सर, ये बहुत आपने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली. जल ही जीवन है, इसको हम लोगों को, क्योंकि आपने अगर देखा होगा जब मैंने ओवरव्यू भी दिया था, मैंने बोला था कि लास्ट बट वन पॉइंट की अवेयरनेस. अगर हम लोग अवेयर हो जाएंगे तो अपने आप इस इश्यू को हम लोग, आफ्टर ऑल आप देखिए छोटा सा एक बिश्नोई मूवमेंट जैसे उन्होंने किया था, या पानी के ऊपर बहुत सी जो अन्ना हजारे ने किया है, तो इन्होंने गांव वालों को एक साथ जोड़ा. तो अगर हम लोग उसी तरह के प्रयास करेंगे तो पानी की समस्या सुलझाई जा सकती है. मैंने बोला ना कि 78% पानी जो है वेस्ट हो रहा है. 78% पानी जो वेस्ट हो रहा है, अगर उसी पानी को हम रोक लें तो हमारा सारा काम तो बन जाएगा. उसके लिए हमको
Thank you very much.
हाँ.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful discussion. I think we couldn't have asked for anything better than this. अगला हमारा जो नेशनल नेशन बिल्डिंग के ऊपर डिस्कशन सर के साथ होगा, वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर होगा, बॉर्डर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर होगा, कैसे वहाँ क्या तरक्की हो रही, खास तौर से जो टनल सिस्टम्स हैं जो बन रहे हैं हमारे रोड्स को कनेक्ट करने के लिए, उसके ऊपर होगा. जल्दी आपको बताएंगे उसका शेड्यूल. टिल देन, बाय बाय. विश इंडिया विंस क्विकली एंड जय हिंद, जय भारत. सभी को नमस्कार,
थैंक यू.
प्रणाम एंड वनक्कम, सत श्री अकाल.
थैंक यू. थैंक यू.